It's the end of the day with Ray. Hello, my friends. Hey, today I'm going to talk some more about Staples and Office Depot. I want everybody in the Document Imaging channel to think about CompuCon. Now, the last video I did on Staples and Office Depot, I talked about how private equity could be given up on the Document Imaging channel getting into IT services because Sycamore Partners, who owns Staples, owns Dex, well, they're going to buy Office Depot, but they told Office Depot they could get rid of CompuCon. You would think that if they thought that the imaging channel could deliver IT services, they would have wanted CompuCon, and they would have funneled that through the Dex deliverable. But they didn't do that. That's not what they want to do. I'm sure they got a strategy. So now, who should buy CompuCon? Because you got to admit, my friends, if you're in the Document Imaging channel, whether you're a manufacturer or whether you're a dealer, you know you have to deliver alternative products to those end users outside of print. It can't be just about print. And so if the imaging channel keeps squandering opportunities around IT services, if the imaging channel goes ahead and buys IT services companies and then screws up how they go to market with them, it's not changing the game. There's a $1 billion IT services company for sale. A $1 billion IT services company for sale. Who in the Document Imaging channel should buy it? Because on the end of the day with Ray, what I like to do is I like to look at what could happen based on why it should happen. I don't like to wait for things to happen and then just talk about what's already happened or copy and paste some article on a blog. I like to bring my viewers to a place in the unknown. I want them to use their imagination. I want them to think about how these things could happen. What's probable out there? Because probabilities become realities quicker than ever. So ladies and gentlemen, here's what I think. Here's what I think could be an awesome opportunity for a major player in the Document Imaging channel to participate in a $1 billion plus IT services business. So without any further ado, I want to get on my ClearTouch interactive board and I want to introduce everybody to these players. Now, let me get my board working here because I'm going to have to write on it. Ladies and gentlemen, Xerox. Xerox is a bold company. I was very bullish on Xerox back in 2019, talking about them buying HP. Remember, I was the person that said in 2017 HP and Xerox ought to come together. And logically, I was thinking HP should buy Xerox. Never happened. So Xerox said, we can't wait any longer. We're going to go after and buy you. Of course, that didn't happen. I've done a lot of videos on why that didn't happen. But at the end of the day, Xerox has proven to the world that they're not afraid to be bold. So I'm going to suggest that they be bold and they go buy CompuCon. That Xerox buys that $1 billion IT services business called CompuCon. And now I want to show you some of the pieces of the puzzle that Xerox already has that could make that CompuCon acquisition even more powerful than most people are imagining, except for maybe me. Ladies and gentlemen, Xerox has a relationship with a company called NineStar based in Zhuhai, China. And the relationship they have with NineStar is we're going to buy our toner for the millions of HP printers that we have on managed print services. So Xerox has a relationship with NineStar. NineStar also has a relationship with a company called Konica Minolta. They started that relationship back in 2016. In 2019, they had a secret meeting in Zhuhai. Here they are sitting at the table at the secret meeting. Don't know what they were talking about. But they had a meeting. They solidified that relationship a little bit more. NineStar also owns 51% of a company called Lexmark. You know Lexmark, the A4 Kings. I love Lexmark's A4. So I want you to think about some synergies going on here. Some of the pieces of the puzzle are already put together. We just got to tighten them up. If Xerox would do what I say and go to Konica Minolta and say, we want to distribute all your hardware. Let us be the marketing arm. You be the manufacturer. Give us all those end users and we'll sell them the Konica/Xerox machine. Xerox needs an A3 manufacturer to replace Fuji, right? We all know that. Think about that relationship. Xerox goes to NineStar. We will sell only Lexmark A4. Give us Lexmark A4. Maybe they work out a deal where NineStar just sells Xerox Lexmark. Just sells them. Just say, you know what, Xerox, why don't you just take over all of Lexmark? They could work that deal out, right? Boy, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? So now, if Konica is the manufacturer for Xerox's A3s. They're not operating any direct offices anymore. Well, that means that All Covered becomes part of the distribution side, right? That means that Xerox is now going to sell the All Covered product. They're going to take that over. What better thing to do than give that to CompuCon? Think about it. CompuCon, $1 billion in revenue. All Covered IT services, probably between $200 and $300 million. I don't really know because Konica doesn't break those numbers out. But whatever it is, it's a pretty good substantial business. So Xerox would be the largest IT service provider in our space by far. Xerox would have a great manufacturer, Konica, making their equipment. Xerox would have a great A4 platform, Lexmark. This is phenomenal. What an opportunity this would be. Can you imagine? Well, think about this, my friends. If this scenario were to actually happen, well, I think our friends over at HP would have a challenger. Let's do some math. Xerox, $10 billion. Konica Minolta prints about $6 billion. Lexmark prints about $3.5 billion. That's roughly $20 billion in revenue. $20 billion in revenue, my friends. With $1 billion IT services business. Probably $1 billion, 2 or 3 of that $20 billion would be IT services business if you included all covered. HP, $17.6 billion. So just like that, Xerox would be $3-4 billion bigger than HP print. So then what could they do with that ecosystem? How many more dealers would they get to join that platform? What other manufacturers could they take out? Could they call up Toshiba? Could they call up our friends at Sharp? We all know there's going to be consolidation. We all know that we got to pivot into IT services. Everybody that knows me, that watches The End of the Day with Ray, knows that I talk about how bullish Xerox is. A lot of people don't like them because they're too aggressive. But you know what? I hate to say it like this, but being a wimp during times of disruption is not going to help you. Being a wimp during times of disruption is not going to help you. You're going to have to be aggressive. You're going to have to take bold action. You're going to have to be decisive. You can't just sit back and wait for things. You got to make things happen. And I believe Xerox could do that. But here's the question I want to ask everybody in the Document Image channel. Every manufacturer, every mega dealer, everybody. If CompuCon doesn't go to somebody inside that ecosystem of the Document Imaging channel, where does it go? Because it is for sale, and somebody will buy it. And quite honestly, my friends, what if Salesforce bought them? What if Salesforce said, CompuCon, we'll buy it. Office Depot, sell them to us. That would mean the imaging channel just squandered another perfect opportunity to get into IT services in a big way. I'm not sure what the leaders in the channel are thinking. I'm not sure what the leaders in the channel are waiting for because it's been awful quiet. There's been over 50 acquisitions since January 1st of 2021. 50. We're up to 50 now, folks. Hell, it's probably 60 by the time this video's done. There was 535 last year. Document Imaging channel, we're still trying to figure out how to do managed print services in people's damn houses. Ladies and gentlemen, let's explore. Let's think outside the box. Let's create that new normal because we all know this. Status quo is the killer of all that'll be invented. Don't get stuck in status quo, and I'll see you all tomorrow.